Here we are. Hey, Haley. We're on a wild crafting adventure to go find elder. Look at that. Eastern Washington. Beautiful. Wow. Let's see what we're going to find along the way. Now here are some interesting berries. Oh, rose hips. Very high in vitamin C. Look at these beautiful rose hips. Look at that. Much different than our side of the mountains. I'm going to try eating one of these. I bet you they're really sweet. Now we found some elder. Here's an elder tree. Sambucus is the genus. Could be cerulean, could be nigra. Opposite branching. We've got very divided leaves. See, that's a whole leaf right there. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 leaflets. Some of them have more. Well, pretty much everyone I've seen right here has 7 leaflets. And the berries, they're blue to blackberries. And this white's a dusting of natural yeast. So in my side of the mountains, you definitely see this species in gardens, and maybe it's planted at some point. But on here, it's your wild species, and so we come up here just so we can get a lot of berries all at one shot because we don't have any in our garden. And it's fun to take an adventure over here, and it's fun to go on wild crafting adventures and go to places, beautiful places. Gets an excuse to get out and pick some stuff. So we're going to pick these berries here, some elders in the Caprifoliaceae family. So try to just get another really good. So make sure you get your opposite branching as your telltale sign on the tree for elder. And if you get these divided leaves with opposite branchings in a tree, it's either going to be an elder or it's going to be an ash, and you're going to be able to tell the difference because the ash is not going to have berries like this in the fall. All right, so I'm going to pick some of these by just clipping right here, and I'll take them home and show you what to do with them. But Haley's over there helping me. She's got her little camera and she's taking pictures, making an herbal newsletter too, right? Yep. You can take a picture of me? Okay, thank you. Okay, so what we have here is it's the next night after we got back. When we got back, we put all of the umbels that we picked in the field and put them in a big green plastic bag, and then put them in the freezer, and they froze overnight. Now, that not only killed all the insects in there that we didn't have to deal with crawling all over the living room floor, but it also made it so that when I put my hands on the umbels, they literally just crumbled off. And this is a secret that I just kind of discovered on my own, that other herbalists went, oh yeah, of course you're supposed to do that. But basically it would take forever when I would strip them fresh off the umbels. But when I freeze them and then take them out of the freezer, they just crumble off the umbels. And then you have the frozen berries, and you can put them back in the freezer and use them at a later time, or you can just let them thaw out to make your next elderberry creation. So here we have over here as well, I got started tonight. Why I'm doing this tonight is I got started the very first step of elderberry wine, which there's going to be another lesson about that, probably an audio slideshow or something like that. Hi, Haley. So what we got here going for this elderberry syrup, it's quite simple. I've got 3 cups of water on the stove that's now heating up, and I have 1 cup of fresh berries, and you can also use 1 cup of dried berries, but I have these fresh berries here. So if you use dried berries, you can go get them in Mountain Reserves or something if you don't have any. Okay, so I'm just going to take these berries and I'll put them in my water there. Okay, here we go. Now that that's in my water, I am going to bring this to a boil and then lower the heat and let it simmer for 45 minutes. So I should just mention too here that I picked a total of 20 pounds of berries. It didn't take me that long at all. It was a couple of trees worth. And to strip all those off took me about an hour. It's when I froze them first. And I should mention that the reason why I picked so many was because 15 pounds was being used to make 5 gallons of wine. If you're not making that kind, not making wine or anything like that, you could just pick a pound or even less. You don't need a whole lot if you're just going to make some syrup or tincture or dry some. I'm just going to take these extra that I have right here, and since it's in such a small container and I have the freezer space, I'm just going to put these in the freezer, and I'll use these to make more syrup or other creations. Or if I don't use them by next year, they'll go in next year's wine. Whoops, got to turn this down over here. Looks like we started a boil. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice purple. I also recommend you try making elderberry jelly sometime. That's another thing we can do, of course. Well, we could probably do it with this and just add some pectin. But that's a whole nother recipe. We'll post that recipe on there sometime as well. But making elderberry jelly is great. Okay. What, Haley? You're done being on the video? Okay. You can go to bed. Alright, so this just came off the stove after a half hour on the stove. You can do a half hour to 45 minutes. I'm just going to smash the berries here. It's kind of tricky to hold the camera and do this at the same time. If you have a jelly bag, it's a lot easier. I couldn't. Whoopsie, that's a blooper. No, not quite a blooper because the berries really didn't get through. I'll be editing this out. You don't have a jelly bag, me. Oh, I could just. I'm assuming that's a no.
No.
Okay, thank goodness for editing. Okay, so I'm going to put all this into this wine bag because I can't find the jelly bag. You can get jelly bags, like little strainers, where you can get canning supplies. Alright, so I'm going to strain this all the way through. So why don't you come up and show this, Kimberly? A little closer. Show in there. I'm just squeezing this and getting all this juice out of here. Okay, I just strained all that through the jelly bag there, the straining bag, and then I put it again through a strainer just to get a few of the berries that fell into the juice. So then I strained it through again, and I have about a cup of really nice elderberry juice right here. Okay, so we have that. Now this is really tough here. So we have our juice, and we have a cup of honey, and all we have to do to make our syrup is add the cup of honey to the juice. Okay, I'm going to mix that around. Here's your beautiful elderberry syrup. And it's in a 16-ounce jar here. I'm going to put a cap on that and keep it in the refrigerator. You'll probably use it before it will go bad. And it's very good if you have a cold flu coming on. Very good for the immune system. And it's very tasty. So you can take some of that next time you feel like you're getting sick or you're sick. Elderberry is also very high in antioxidants, so it's something you could even take every day. You can put it in a little water. You can make a nice drink with that, put some ice in it. So as an antioxidant, it's also very healthy. So I recommend looking into all of the health benefits of elderberry. And now you've made your own syrup. I'm going to go try some right now. How about you, Kimberly? Mm-hmm, she said.